Hello, I'm Dr. Harper. This video is in Supply Chain Analytics Logistics Homework Excel Tutorial, Company A, Part 1. So even though this is the Excel tutorial for Company A, Part 1, your numbers may be different in your homework assignment, but the procedure is the same. So let's bring up the homework problem. So in this homework problem, Company A is planning a cargo shipment of agricultural commodities from Los Angeles to Shanghai. The cargo ship has 3 cargo holds where more than one type of commodity can be placed in the same cargo hold. However, because of balance considerations, weight restrictions for the cargo hold are required. The following information was obtained. So first of all, commodities 1, 2, 3, 4 have the amount to be shipped in tons and the profit per ton in dollars. Let's just say dollars. The cargo hold, the maximum weight allowed per cargo hold in tons for the forward, center, and rear cargo hold. Now the relative weight restrictions then for the forward is the weight shipped in forward cargo hold must be within 10% of the weight in the rear cargo hold. So they can't be misbalanced from the front and the rear. The center cargo hold, the weight shipped in the center cargo hold must be between 40% and 60% of the total weight shipped on board. So it doesn't want to be front heavy or back heavy. We want to have most of it in the center. So there's the restrictions. So let's solve this. The business question is, how much of each commodity is shipped in each cargo hold to maximize profit? So let's solve the problem. Let's bring up Excel. Okay, here's Excel. And let's enlarge this a little bit so we can work on this. Okay. First of all, let's come down here a ways and let's say, let's see here on right here, and let's just down a ways and say commodity. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 4 commodities. Right here, let's have profit per ton, and go ahead and put the profits in there, which is dollar amounts, and let's see, what are they? It's going to be right here. Let's bring this right here. It's going to be 70, 50, 60, and 80. Okay. And then next we're going to say, now let's put the shipped amount in here. And so let's say the shipped in the forward hold in tons. Okay. And then let's say whatever is shipped in the center and the rear, and it'll be in tons. There we go. And this is center, and this is the rear. Okay. So, and then this right here is going to be, let's darken this. This is going to be our decision variable. This is what we're going to be solving for. This is going to be what the shipping schedule is going to be. This is how we load the 3 holds with the 3 commodities. Okay. So let me go ahead and put a box around that, and let's shade it in a little bit here. Let's shade it a little bit more. That's good. So that's going to be, those are the numbers that the LP is going to give us. Okay. Now let's see. Let's talk about the total shipped. Total. Okay, and this is tons, and that's simply going to be the sum of everything in the center and the commodity 1 versus commodity 2 and 3 and 4. So that's everything of commodities 1, 2, 3, 4 that's shipped. That's what's going to be in the ship. That's what's shipped. Okay, then over here we say, okay, well then what is the amount to be shipped? Well, that's how much we are shipping. And then over here we'll say to be shipped. Okay, and again, weight. These are the weights in tons. And that's going to be, as we see right here, 4,800, 2,500, 1,200, and 1,900. So those are the weights to be shipped. Okay. So now before we go on, we have this set up initially. Okay, and let's format this a little bit. We'll go back and format it some more later. Okay, now so here we have these, right? Let's box these in, just kind of set this up a little bit. We don't need this to see what we're doing here, you know. There we go. And there we go. And we box this in. Okay, so we see what's going on. Now, let's see here. Now we know that everything that's going to be shipped here, right here, the tons shipped must be let's do it this way. Let me make it a tons, make it a alphanumeric. Tons shipped must be less than or equal to the tons to be shipped. Okay, we can't ship. We don't want to ship more than we're supposed to. Okay, so let's left justify all of these. Let's just copy, paste, paste, paste. So this right here, let's go ahead and left justify this so we can see it. This right here is going to be our requirements. Let's just put up here. So we're going to, whoops, kind of a frisky little finger. So let's have a bold and an underline. We'll just put our requirements here so we'll know what our constraints are going to be when we start building our constraint set. Okay, so this looks good. I tell you what, so if we sum all of this, let's say the grand total weight shipped equals, and let's have the sum of all of these. So this is everything that's going to be shipped. So, and let's right justify this so we can get it out of the way. There we go. Okay, so this right here, and let's go ahead and box this in. That's going to be important. That's everything we're shipping. Whoops, I did it the wrong place. Sorry about that. That's to be shipped. But then this right here, this is everything, the grand total of that will be shipped. Actually, let me just take this off. We don't want that. I made a mistake. Okay, let me box that in. Now, the grand total of weight shipped, well, we have to sum up what we're shipping to get the grand total of what we're going to be shipping. So that's everything. That's everything we're shipping. Okay, now that we have this, let's see here. Well, now let's bring this out of the way. Now we come down to the different cargo holds. So now we have this part. Now we come down to the cargo holds. First of all, the maximum weight allowed per cargo hold. Okay, so let's bring this in over here, and here we'll have the max to the max shipped per hold in tons, and that's going to equal, and that's going to be 1,800, and this is 5,000, and this is 3,000. Okay, and then right justify this so we can see it. So that's how much. So when we this is how much each of these cannot exceed. Okay, that's the maximum to be shipped. Okay, so that down here, actually, let me bring this down here. Let me change the wording. Let's say this is a weight limit in tons. I mean, this would have worked fine. Okay, but this is, let me just say the total shipped in tons. Again, let's sum, because I don't want it to be below, or let's that way it's easier to see. Okay, and then this over here, oops, copy this over because this is the, see, this is the sum of each of this one. That's the sum of that one. It's the sum of that one. Now the reason I do that is here, over here in our requirements, I know, or we know, that the total shipped, okay, per hold must be less than, must be less than or equal to the weight limit per hold. Okay, so that's just another constraint. So this is going to be less than or equal to this. That's going to be a constraint. So that's going to be important. Let's box that in because that's one thing that we're going to be careful to do. Let's go ahead and box this in too, because we're going to be careful to do that. So these up here also are constraints. Here, these are our requirements over here. So we know those are requirements. So that's one. Okay, now what else do we have? Let's see. Oh, now we have the forward restrictions and the center restrictions. Okay, let's bring this up so we can see it. Okay, now let's bring this over here and bring this up. And now, the forward. So let's say forward and right justify. Right here, this one, forward. The forward, let's see, let's go lower weight limit per tons. Okay, which means it's going to be greater than or equal to. Okay, in other words, this is the forward. Remember, this is the forward. The forward must be within 10% of the weight of the rear cargo hold. Okay, well, within 10% means it's greater than 90%, less than 10%. So this right here is the forward total weight must be greater than or equal to 90% of the total rear weight. Okay, and that's pretty much what that says. Let's go ahead and left justify all these, so I have to keep doing it. There we go. Okay, and also let's copy this down. Up here within 10%, that means the forward total weight here must be, let's see here, click this, here it is, 10% less than or equal to the 10%, which is 1.1, sorry about that, 10% more, which is 1.1. Okay, so it's between 90%, 10%, which is between 90% and 110%. So that's within 10% of the rear weight. Okay, so let's get this right here, put it here, the forward upper weight limit. It's going to be the upper weight limit. Okay, so let's do it. So this is going to equal 0.9 times what's going to be the rear weight. The ton shipped in the rear weight, see here's rear right here, is going to be that number right there, F14. Correct? Correct. And this is going to equal 1.1 times the rear weight, and there we go. So there's going to be those two constraints, and those are going to be important. So let's box these in, because that's going to be important. There's our next constraint. Let's bring this up, bring this over. Wow, let's include all of this. There we go. Let's see here. Let me make this big so that, there we go, we include it. So now we have, let's buck this in. So now we have that constraint. Okay. So that's going to be the forward cargo hold. Okay, good. We're on a roll. It's exciting. We have one more to do as far as constraints are concerned. the center cargo hold, the weight shipped in the center cargo hold must be between 40% and 60% of the total weight shipped. The total weight shipped is right here. So right here, so let's type this in. Okay. So here we have the center lower weight limit in tons is going to be greater than or equal to, because it's the lower. And we're going to have the center upper weight limit tons, which is going to be less than or equal to, because it's going to be the upper limit. Okay, and that's going to be, let's justify these. Whoops, I'm sorry, there we go. That's going to be the center cargo hold. That's going to be this right here. Let's box that in. There we go. Well, that's going to be between 40 and 60%. So let's put that over here. So you can see it. My face is in the way. There, now we can see it. There we go. Okay, so let's say here that the let's just copy this down and then change the words. So the center, forward is the center. Forward, this is going to be the center. The center total weight is going to be greater than or equal to 40% of the total, of the grand total. Okay, that's of the grand total up there. And then let me just go ahead and take this. Whoops. Where'd that G come from? Who did that? Okay, center total, and then boom. And this is going to be greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to 0.6%, 60% of the grand total. And there's that. So now we have that one. Boom. So let's review here. We have the weight shipped in the center cargo hold must be between 40% and 60% of the total weight shipped on board. So the weight in the center total weight must be greater than 40% of the grand total and less than 60% of the grand total. So let's get the center. This is the center. Let's get the center upper, lower, and upper limits. Okay, that's going to equal 0.4%, 40%. Whoops. 0.4 times the total. There's a total. And this is equal to 0.6 times the total. Okay. And I think we're good to go. And so there's all of our constraints, and there they are. Very good. And so just so we're careful here, let's go ahead and box this in. Box this in. Box this in. Box. Okay. Very good. Now then, let's see here. Let's bring this out here. It says, how much of each commodity is shipped to maximize profit? Okay, now let's see what the profit is. That's the last thing we're doing, to maximize profit. Okay, let's see here. Down here, let's have, right, we're going to have, here's the profit per ton, and these are the tons. So right down here, let's say profit. P-R-O-F-I-T, dollars equals, that's going to equal some product of the unit costs here, cost per ton, F4 to freeze that, comma, however many tons we're shipping there. In parentheses, boom. And then we'll copy this over, bajinga bazinga. And this right here is going to be the sum of all of the profit that we have, and this is the total profit. And let's go ahead and format that. That's going to be important. And let's box that in because that's what we want to maximize. Let's go ahead and shade it in. We want to maximize that and change these such that that is a maximum. Okay, so now objective, let's go ahead and say objective maximize total profit. Very, very good. So now let's box all of this in. Box. And box this in. Box. Just to be safe, to know what we're doing. And then let's bold box this. Bold box this. And bam, we're ready for solver. Let's solve this thing. Are you ready? Hey, we've done the work. Now let's get the spoils. Okay, here we go. Data. Let me bring this up so you can see it. Okay. Data. And then solver. There we go. Now our objective function is right there. We want to maximize profit. Maximize by changing variables. We want to change all of these variables. Click, 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 click. There's our decision variable, changing variable cells. Good. Now the constraints. And we have them all set up over here. Add the constraint. Okay, first of all, the tons shipped, all of these must be less than or equal to all of these. Bam. We did it. Add. What's the next one? Okay. The total shipped per hold. The total ship per hold must be less than or equal to the weight limit per hold. And there we go. There's a second constraint. Good. Okay. Let's add. Now the forward constraint. Okay. First of all, we have the forward limit, right? Where the forward total weight, let's bring this up. The forward total weight is going to be this. Must be greater than or equal to the lower limit, which is that. Add the total weight is less than or equal to the upper limit, which is that. Okay, now we add for the center. The center must be greater than or equal to, must be greater than or equal to the lower weight limit, which is that. Add the upper weight limit is less than or equal to, the weight is less than or equal to the upper weight limit, which is that. Okay, and I think we have them all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have them all. We say okay, and let's say we have this is one constraint, this is one constraint, two constraint, 3, 4, 5, 6 constraints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they're all there. And then we have a non-negativity constraints to make sure these are non-negative, and make sure this is a simplex algorithm. It's simple LP. There's no non-linearities in here. And then we are ready to solve this thing. Okay, ready? Let's see here. Ready? Are you ready? Solve. Solver found a solution. Okay. All constraints, optimality conditions are satisfied. Keep solver. Well, you better believe it. Now, these are in dollars. Let's go ahead and come up here with the data, the home in general, and let's make them currency. We don't need the pennies. These are in dollars. Let's come into here and make those dollars, and we don't need the pennies. Okay. Let's see, these are tons. Okay, tons are tons. And I think that this right here, let's bring this over so you can see it. Let's bring this up. Let's minimize this. Reduce the size of it. Bring this up. And pretty much there we have it. Anyway, what we have, very simply, is there's our shipping schedule, and there's the total profit of that shipping schedule. that satisfies all these constraints. Okay, and okay, we set it up. But once you set it up, these things change. They change every time you ship. But once you have a template, usually the numbers ship, but the structure does not ship. And so a lot of what is done in analytics is setting up your templates, setting up your model, and then modifying it. Now this is part one. Part two is going to be taking this and modifying it again. So that's all I have for this video. Hey, it's been fun. And so it's been fun for me. Hope it's been fun for you. But this is all I have. I hope this helps. Between now and the next time I see you, I want to urge you to be safe and take care.